Yo, what is up, guys? It is the Fantasy Football Goat, and I'm back. Week 2, man. I feel like this week has just flown by, knowing that football's here again. It's just great, man. Week 2, start them, sit them. We're going to start off with the QBs. Now, week 2, we got Patrick Mahomes versus the Chargers. These are all must start right here. Start them. Especially the first about 8 guys I'm going to name. Patrick Mahomes versus the Chargers. You definitely want to start him. Lamar Jackson versus the Texans. You definitely want to start him. Dak Prescott versus the Falcons. Going to be a real high-scoring game. Definitely recommend you start Dak Prescott. It's gonna be great for both quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson versus the Ravens. Definitely play Watson versus the Ravens. Again, this game's, they're probably going to be trailing a lot of the game. They'll be throwing the football this game. Josh Allen at Miami. Now, people are going to expect a lot of points from him. And I do expect him to do good this week. That's why I put him on the stardom. But we got to realize Cam Newton did not do great last week. He did pretty solid, but it wasn't something spectacular for fantasy. And they're kind of similar to play. I mean, I feel like Cam runs it more than Josh slightly, and Josh throws it more, you know. That's just how I feel like. I feel like Josh Allen will do good, but don't expect him to put up 50, 60 points, you know. Don't expect it. And full PPR, stuff like that. Okay, so Kyler Murray versus Washington football team. I do expect a good game from Kyler. He played pretty good. He played really good last week. Expect him to do put up similar stats, maybe even better. And Drew Brees versus the Raiders. A lot of people, Drew Brees did not look great last game. I'm not gonna lie. I have Drew Brees in one of my leagues, but you have to start Drew Brees. It's Monday Night Football. He's playing the Raiders. That's a favorable matchup. I definitely think he'll do good. Matt Ryan versus the Cowboys. Drew Brees. If Drew Brees doesn't do good this week, I would be a little concerned. But hopefully he does. Matt Ryan versus the Cowboys, like I said before, it's going to be a real high-scoring game. It's going to benefit both quarterbacks and all the wide receivers and weapons that Matt Ryan and Dak Prescott have. Aaron Rodgers versus Detroit. I feel like this game's going to be... I mean, Aaron Rodgers just always plays good versus Detroit. It's always a good game. It'll be a good game. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is going to do good. Big Ben versus Denver. I do expect... he did pretty solid week 1. I do expect similar production. Cam Newton versus Seattle. This is the game where they're going to have to throw a lot. So he'll be getting more points in the air and less on the ground this game than he did week 1. Matthew Stafford versus Green Bay. Like I said, this game is going to be a good game to watch. They always play each other good. I mean, both quarterbacks I think are going to do good this game. Kirk Cousins versus Indianapolis. Gardner Minshew just did pretty good against the Colts. I definitely think definitely think Kirk Cousins will do pretty good. Ryan Tannehill versus the Jaguars. Now, I just feel like Ryan Tannehill, he played good week 1. He definitely showed some positive signs of some fantasy production, some fantasy value, so I would start Tannehill week 1. Risky starts. Players who, like, you know, they're riskier, but you can start them because sometimes they have good matchups. Tom Brady versus the Carolina Panthers. The reason why I put it down as a risky start is because of how bad he looked last game. And he plays another team in their division. I just don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's hard to predict how he's going to do this game. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, that was just one-off game. It was just first game, blah, 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 blah. But he didn't look good. Like, they looked really out of sync. I mean, I don't know. It's a risky start. Jimmy Garoppolo, the reason why he's a risky start, I know he's playing the Jets. You guys were like, why isn't he up there? He's not risky. He plays the Jets, but the reason why I feel like they won't even pass the ball much at all this game, they're playing the Jets. They'll be up early. Mostert is going to eat this game. It's going to be a running game. I feel like they're not going to throw that much. Teddy Bridgewater versus Tampa. I feel like in order to stay in this game, I know I say it's a tough matchup between Bucs and Panthers, man. You guys can... They just looked real bad last week. It's like hard to judge. But I think Teddy Bridgewater, he played pretty good last week. I expect him to do good this week again versus Tampa. These are players that I would recommend not playing. Carson Wentz versus the Rams. And then Jared Goff versus Eagles. They play each other. I wouldn't start Wentz. Would not start Goff. Now, Wentz is just like he's inconsistent right now. Like, I don't know if he's going to end up doing good or not. He didn't do good versus Washington. It just didn't look good for him last game. Jared Goff's he played good last game. Their running game was good. I mean, it was a good game for him. Solid, nothing special, but I would sit him this week. Gardner Minshew versus Titans. Titans have a much better defense than the Colts. Even though Colts have a solid defense, but much better. Tennessee Titan defense, especially good coach, better coaching too. Tyrod Taylor did not do good last week. It was not fun to watch. Throw the ball at Eckler more, please. He plays Kansas City. I know he might have a lot of garbage time points, but even then, I don't see him scoring that much. I don't see him doing that much, even though they'll be passing the ball a lot of that game. I feel like Eckler could get Anthony Lynn. I know we're not on the running back, but Anthony Lynn, their head coach, Chargers head coach, did say he was going to get Eckler more involved in the passing game, which will be good for Eckler this week. In fantasy. Gosh, I'm yawning for some reason in these videos. Derek Carr, Raiders versus New Orleans, the Saints, Monday Night Football. I would sit Derek Carr. This is not a favorable matchup. I feel like it's going to be a Josh Jacobs game for the Raiders. Baker Mayfield versus Cincinnati. How bad he looked last week. It's rough. Cincinnati, they just like this. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be the battle of not great teams. It's going to be interesting. Drew Lock, I wouldn't play him versus the Steelers. I just wouldn't play him versus the Steelers. And Joe Burrow, I would not play because I need to see more out of Joe Burrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Definitely look over all the startums and sit-ems. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.